Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 47 of the Wheels to Walking podcast, the podcast with the guy in a wheelchair and a guy not in a wheelchair.
What up?
We are yet again fresh off of a flight, just like we were a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, we got back home like 25 minutes ago, probably.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We just got back from sunny Los Angeles, California.
It would have been a little bit more sunny if there wasn't so much smoke in the air.
Yeah, it had cleared off a decent bit by yesterday. But
I would agree, yeah.
I wasn't thinking about it too much yesterday, but when I got there, it was smoky California. Not so sunny. But
Yeah.
but it was a good time. But before we jump into our trip, we wanted to say thanks for all the love on last episode,
Yeah, you guys, like,
the Devo episode.
yeah, I mean, in the comments, everyone was super nice, but I think some of the most touching messages came in private through...
They touched your privates.
Yeah, dude, they were just rubbing on my privates, you know? My little...
Some of the most touching messages were on my private. I mean, they were in the private messages.
It was basically just a lot of Devos like coming out to me, being like, "Wow, thank you so much for allowing her to come on and come out and share her story. I feel less guilt. I feel less shame. Like, I don't think I'll have the courage to come out, but I'll come out to you." Like, I mean, and it was a lot of girls too. Like, one or two guys, but it was probably like 10, 15 girls. Like, a lot of girls just being like, "Hey,
That's cool,
thank
man.
you for giving us a platform to make us not feel like freaks, you know, and give us the chance or the opportunity to talk openly and freely." But I mean,
yeah, and it's funny because I feel like when we first set up that podcast, in my head, I wasn't really sure how it would go.
I was hoping for a gotcha, honestly. I was kind of hoping for her to like say something that made me be like, "Haha, so you are a fucking weirdo," you know, but it didn't. That wasn't the case. Like,
Yeah,
there was a couple of areas that I kind of pushed on because I've experienced that, like the whole like I hope to be disabled one day thing, you know, because I've heard.
She's like, nope.
She's like, nope, not me. She's like, not most people I know, but
Yeah,
but
we did get one comment.
I was gonna say,
in
no
particular.
matter how well received anything is in the world of Wheels to Walking, there's always gonna be some motherfucker whose life is so shit that they literally take the time to type out a comment like this.
So this is a comment from last episode, and there's some colorful language in this. So I don't take it out of context.
Yeah, this is reading a
I'm
quote.
reading a comment.
Yeah.
Fucking wow. Seems like a good channel. Lots of good info for a quaff like me, but I don't think I can get past his personality or their annoying laughter at jokes that might have been funny when I was 20. Who says dope? How old are you? A word that refers to dopey or heroin, a drug that kills thousands. Dope, bro. How about a channel devoted to not judging people, then going ahead and stating your disapproval for people who can't get a girl to have sex with you? Sorry, most girls are shallow and tend to like outgoing, annoying as fuck guys like you. Sorry, I'm slightly autistic, and it takes me a bit to get warmed up to people. Oh, what's that? I'm just trash, and that's why I'm involuntary celibate? Nice. Thanks, bro. Too annoying to even listen to. Sucks. What a fag.
Found the incel.
And no, but here's the thing. To the guy who wrote that comment, I feel for you, bro. We weren't trying to make fun of anyone.
Yeah, no.
You know, but at the same time, there's a grain of truth to what we were saying. There's a grain of truth to what you were saying. But I think that, I don't know, like, it isn't just that every girl likes annoying guys. It might be that
I don't think the theory of Chad holds up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not always a Chad that gets the girl, bro.
every girl is like this.
That's called like universal language.
Maybe
like,
it's you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit you.
Yeah,
and I'm not. And again, I don't know this guy. I don't know anything. But
Just somebody who commented. Yeah.
If you're gonna come and comment something really aggressive at us,
we're gonna
bounce back.
Yeah, we're gonna slap
But
back.
anyways, I just thought that was really funny, and of course we just laughed. I don't know who he was referring to.
It could be either of us.
He was annoying.
I have no idea. He just said he. So I mean,
I feel like,
and I think we both say dope as well. So
we definitely both say dope.
Yeah.
And also, some people definitely say dope when they're talking about weed. I've definitely heard that. People are like, oh, he's out there smoking dope. And I'm like, What is it referring to? Because I always think of like heroin or
in
something.
the rooms of NA, it can mean heroin or drugs. They'll be like, oh man, you
He's
know,
on the dope.
I was down in the, off English Ave, I just copping some dope, and
I was copping some dope.
or it'd be like, oh man, we get nothing but some dope fiends in this room, and it's like not all of us did heroin, like not all of us are like, like
Hey, not all of us.
not all of us did heroin.
No, but it is funny. Like I the first time I remember hearing people say dope, I thought it was a little bit weird, but then I was like, that's kind of cool.
Dude, there's so many things that I used to hate, and then I started saying ironically, and
like
now
lit,
yeet, dope, bet, fam. There's so much stuff. Like I started ironically, like I hated it. I'm like, ugh, these young kids and their dumb words. And then before I know it, I'm unironically saying it, be like, dope, that's lit, bro. Yeah, fam, chill, bet.
One that you say all the time is gang, which I feel like has died out. But you keep the torch, blazing on the gang.
I just feel like I can be telling a story about like how I shit my pants and all my wheelie friends are laughing. I'm like, gang. It's like, we know, like part of the gang. Like, what's up?
Dude, I respect it.
Also reminds me of
gang.
Also reminds me of Theo Vaughn a little bit.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn always did that on his podcast, right?
Gang.
That was like his shtick. But anyways, thanks for the love on the last episode. It was awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna be back a little bit true to form. That was totally like a last second like throw together that we've been working on for a couple of months, and then when she was in town, I was like, okay, we got to do this. So. We went in and did it, and now we're gonna tell you about our trip again because we just got back from LA like literally moments ago. We just took a red eye.
We were operating on very little sleep.
Like I slept 2 hours last night. This morning? ? I don't know when I slept, but like maybe 2 hours. And then the Monday night, Tuesday night, I didn't sleep much either. Like we were up late hanging out with Catherine a lot. Which, by the way, Catherine, you're fucking cool. What's up?
Yeah, so I flew into LA on Friday. Richard flew in on Monday. So
he's got like 3 days of stories before I even show up. But they're wild. Like literally we met at the rental car place at the airport so we could just jump in the rental car and go to our first location. And I was like, I like gave him a hug. I was like, missed you, bro. And he's like, you're not gonna believe my fucking weekend. He's like, this shit was crazy.
Bro, like, I couldn't, literally, I was in the middle of the weekend just going,
is this real?
I was like, is this the, best weekend of my life? Is this the craziest weekend of my life? Like, I don't know. Like, it was just insane. So, basically, I got there at, 4 in the after, I landed on Friday at, 2:30 or 3.
Or 2, something like that, yeah.
Like, I got to my friend Ashlyn's house at, 2:30 or 3. And my friend Ashlyn and her boyfriend Chad have this beautiful new place in Venice Beach. I've stayed with them a few times, but this is a new place they've got. And just to give you some context, it's in a really nice area. Casey Neistat actually lives 10 doors down on their street.
And their downstairs neighbor is Jesse Wellens,
Jesse
right?
Wellens from YouTube also. He's literally their neighbor. Their houses are connected. They share a gate. But anyways, so they've got just a beautiful home. They've got a sauna. They've got a cold plunge thing. They've got a rooftop deck with awesome outdoor furniture.
Tell me about that relax room or whatever.
Yeah, they've got this room that they call the cave. That's just it's literally just a little tucked away room that could be it doesn't have a door.
Oh, like an office or a closet.
It's kind of like this where if there was no barn door.
Oh, okay.
It's
no
just a weird
door.
little room but basically the whole room they just put this I don't know if you've heard of the Cloud Couch from Restoration Hardware. It's the one that David Dobrik has. It's it's kind of universally known as the comfiest couch you can buy. And they've got a couple of them, but they have that. So the whole room is a cloud couch, and then they've got this dope giant TV in the cave. But yeah, they just got a really awesome spot. But anyways, so we get there and basically they were hosting a Shabbat dinner that night. So it was like
And the last time we were at a Shabbat was also in Venice.
Yeah.
At least the last time I
went to one of my friend Jamie's house.
Yeah, that was actually my first and only Shabbat so far, and it was super cool. It was like one guy kind of running the whole thing, like the local Jew, like the main.
There's a lot of Jews.
Like the main Jew. And
there's a lot of Jews in LA.
Yeah, and he was like, "All right, guys, like this is this feast I have prepared for everyone. Let's."
Well, it's also his birthday.
Yeah, it was super cool. I had probably one of the most unique and special experiences, like eating with like a community of people that were like conscious thinkers, like high level. Like no one was like, "So what do you think about the Kardashians?" And like, "So what do you do?" Everyone's like, it's like high level thinking. They're like talking about like ideas and stuff. It's not just like events or people or places. And no one's like trying to flex on each other, talking about like all the stuff they have or like all the stuff they've done. They're just like all like, I don't know. It was just cool, man. Like it was kind of like,
I just farted. Sorry,
dude. You've been ripping ass,
dude. My last meal was 2 In-N-Out burgers,
animal style.
Fucking animal style.
In and
2 double doubles,
the shit
animal
goes
style.
in and out his butt. What?
Exactly.
Yes.
But anyway, so we had this amazing Shabbat dinner. I got to meet like all their friends, which was so cool because the first night I was there, some of the people I already knew, but I got to meet like a bunch of their friends. So then like the next day when we all hung out, like I already felt like I knew a lot of people. And then, we basically like that night was just amazing. They had a few friends that are like super talented and they had like a little concert on the rooftop. Some people singing, some people rapping, some people like, it was just really cool.
The equivalent of
the
like
food, and the food was also like insane. Everyone brought a dish, everyone brought an item. So it was like a potluck kind of style, but it was all Jewish food.
But it's like the equivalent of like sitting around the campfire singing Kumbaya, but
100%.
But like Venice style.
Oh yeah, very Venice, very. And for people that don't know, Venice is very like
hippie, woo-woo, crystals, energy healing,
breath work,
yoga,
meditation,
sauna,
that type
cold
of shit.
plunge. They even do this thing where they paint you.
Yeah, tribal markers.
Yeah, that's cool as shit.
I got some tribal markers when I went to the silent disco. My friend Jonathan did it to my face. I actually didn't get a picture of my face when we did that.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that night was crazy. We stayed up like super late. Some people like slept over. Then like the next day, what did we do? Oh yeah, so Chad has a Super 73, like one of those electric bikes that Casey Neistat and Jesse and all them have.
Yeah, if you're into YouTube land and anyone who rolls around on a boosted board also rolls around on a Super 73. So like even like Sam Sheffer like rolls around on a Super 73 too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sam is like basically a reporter of that kind of stuff at this point.
Yeah,
that's what he did at The Verge. But yeah, so basically that the next morning we woke up and we did a cold plunge. So they have this freezer. It's like an industrial freezer that you basically just seal up all the cracks in the freezer and you fill it up with water so that you just have like an ice bath permanently, basically.
Fuck that so much,
dude.
Like
it was rough.
Not just.
I should show him the video.
Not just simply because it's cold, but for me personally, like I've got limited circulation. I've got shit tons of metal in my body. My bones and joints already hurt. Like Scott is trying to convince me to do it. He's like, man, you need to, like it'll help you with your anxiety and it'll, you'll get calmed down and you'll be more connected with yourself. And I'm like, I'm not trying to freeze to death. Like I just don't.
Well, the thing is you do that. Okay. So yeah. So basically, here, I'll show you this video. So this is when we were trying to get ourselves all psyched up to do the cold plunge. And Ashlyn was just upstairs, like casually trying to work. And so another thing that they're really into is like a super Venice thing is like drum circles and like music kind of stuff. So like randomly someone will start playing like the bongos and then someone else will join in and start tapping on something. And then someone will start like chanting and singing.
Yeah.
Like it's It's a little bit weird, but it's fun. But anyways,
it's only weird. It's only weird if you make it weird.
Yeah, it's only weird if you make it weird.
Yeah.
So one of the things that Chad has is one of those. You know those like it's not a steel drum. I forget what it's called.
But they're beautiful. They're like boom ding dong dong dong. Yeah,
yes,
you like that?
I forget what it's called.
But it's like an African drum.
Yeah, I don't know if it's African.
Or like a tin or like a ding.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. But anyways, it's one of those things, and you play it with your thumbs. You like slap it kind of.
And there's like little dents.
Yeah, there's little divots all around it. There's like 9, and then there's one in the middle that's like the bass. But anyways, he was playing that thing. Another guy was on like the bongo drum. So we were just all like playing along and making this song. And then we were all like, cold plunge? And everyone's like, cold plunge. So then we're just like, hi-ya, 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 hi-ya. Like we were just like being savages, and we like ran up the stairs, and Ashlyn's like, what the fuck is going on? And she was just casually trying to work. So here's a video of us when we were doing this. And our friend Troy is just standing there, and he goes, what's going on? So anyways, we're literally...
Jalila saw that and he goes, Andrew out here living his best life.
My friend Noah goes, I see you've joined a cult.
You know what that reminds me of is some of the Boy Scout stuff I did with Tribe of Mikase, which is a little bit different than Order of the Arrow, but like...
Oh yeah, this was us when we were playing the thing before. Here, I'll show you.
There you go, yeah.
Come on, video.
Those things are beautiful.
That was just Jake playing it. That wasn't like when we were actually chanting and stuff. But anyways, so then we were just psyching ourselves to get up in this cold plunge, and the goal is to do it for 3 to 6 minutes. Like you want to get to 3 minutes because that's when you get the
3 to 6 seconds.
No, 3 to 6 minutes.
I know. I'm just saying that's what I would.
Yeah,
I would. Well, I'd touch my little toe in and just bail.
Well, to get the health benefits, 3 is like the minimum amount of time you'd want to do it to get the full.
I'm sure
Papa
Wim Hof knows.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like everyone has different things, but just studies have shown that like in order to get like a good amount of benefits, 3 is good. Anything more than 6, it's basically like the same as 6. Like you don't get like if you do like 20 minutes, it's not that much crazy more health benefits than doing 6.
Yeah, and isn't it a similar thing with sauna? Isn't there like a maximum?
Yes, I will get to there because we did the sauna afterwards.
Yeah, that's right.
So basically, here I'll show you this video of Chad, and so we did like 2 at a time. So Chad and Jake did it first. I'll show you.
You guys get to make beautiful eye contact the whole time.
Oh yeah. All right, Chad. That music is hilarious.
This is so Venice, bro.
Arms in. Literally, all Chad did to find this was he asked like Siri or something. He's like, play jungle music or whatever, and so it's literally just like
play jungle tribal music.
And so they're sitting in there, and they did it for 3 minutes, and I was like, damn. And they were like, one of the things that's weird is your hands. Of course, your extremities get cold because, like, when you do cryotherapy, they put little like slippers on your feet and they put gloves on your hands because that's the parts that freeze the quickest.
Frostbite.
Yeah,
like
so your
Too,
extremities.
probably,
So one of the things is your
dick.
feet get like your feet can get really fucking cold and your hands can get really cold. So we put our hands out. But since there was 2 of us in there, like it was kind of hard to like put your feet out, so we just kept our feet in. But anyways, me and my friend Jonathan did it next, and we were like hugging it out first to like psych ourselves up.
And that's also super Venice. Everyone hugs.
Oh yeah,
like
everyone is
and not just a like, hey man, nice to meet you, casual hug, like a deep embrace, like
a long hug.
A long deep embrace.
And sometimes there's even like a kiss on the cheek. But anyways, here's me and Jonathan getting in it. Plunge brothers. You can hear me right here.
Get down in there.
I'm like, arms in, I get lower. Like it literally took my breath away. It's so cold.
Not arms. Hands out, not arms. Hands out, not arms. Yeah, there you go.
Ashlyn's directing us. We were holding hands.
So do you go into like a shock when you could jump into it?
Dude, it is shocking.
Yeah,
It
so
is-
that's one of the benefits of it is that it puts your body into like a panic state. So you learn how to manage your own stress and your own anxiety just with real life stresses, because in real life, you're probably never going to experience something as jolting as jumping into a frozen chunk of water.
Like, trick you into like thinking in like the now.
Oh
instead
yeah,
of,
And-
like,
and
it brings you to the present. Like
Dude,
you
you are like, yeah.
You're like the
imagine
only
if you were
thing I
kind of
can-
like hungover and like you jump in a freaking cold plunge, bro. You are fucking alert. And that's the thing is it like number one, it helps you with mental stuff. Like if because like Chad has one of these in his house now. Like if you can wake up and convince yourself to do this shitty thing.
That's a Tony Robbins thing.
Yeah, like-
he's been doing that for like, he has a special cold plunge pool in his backyard that he like.
Every morning he just jumps in.
Yeah.
And it's like if you can convince yourself every morning, it doesn't get any easier. Like you never want to really do it, but it's like if you can convince yourself and get yourself and be disciplined enough to do this like shitty thing, you can also then be super disciplined in other areas of your life because you're like, dude, I jump in a cold plunge every morning. This is a piece of cake.
You're like, I can
know?
I can make myself sit down and focus on this paperwork I don't want to do, or
Yeah.
I can make myself work out, or I can make myself have that hard conversation with my significant other, or whatever it may be. It kind of like all the difficult.
You start your day off with like adversity or whatever.
Yeah, so like all the difficult things that you are gonna have to face during the day.
But then on
are
top of
not
that-
as difficult.
But on top of that, your body produces cold shock proteins, just like in sauna you produce heat shock proteins. There's cold shock proteins because like when your body is in like a state of shock and like all that, it like produces all these crazy chemicals and things like that. And cold shock and heat shock proteins are both linked to longer telomeres, which basically
That's a DNA
is-
reference, right?
It's something in your DNA or RNA, something, I don't know the full thing, but basically long telomeres is one of the biggest biomarkers for longevity. So
Yeah.
like long life, like just living a long, healthy life. If you have long telomeres, typically that means
'Cause
you're
isn't
going
it
to
like
live
the older
a
you-
long and healthy life.
The older you get, the shorter your telomeres get.
Exactly.
So if you have longer ones, or if you can make them longer, then then when you're 80, you're gonna be 50.
Yeah. And so basically that's just like a good, I think it's like the best biomarker that is like reliably you're able to kind of track that. Because otherwise, how long can you predict that someone's going to live?
I mean,
it's
you
like
literally
you can't.
Yeah.
So like long telomeres is like a way that you can track that kind of stuff. But anyways, so I stayed in for the full 3 minutes. Jonathan pussied out after like a minute, and then our friend Troy jumped in for another like 45 seconds, and then Jonathan jumped back in at the end. But then after the sauna or after the cold plunge, we jumped in the sauna. He has a sauna too, which was dope. It's like got this little Android tablet that runs the whole thing, so you can literally watch Twitch on there. Like we were literally sitting in the sauna watching freaking people playing Warzone, and like just watch it. Like it was hilarious. But it's crazy because the sauna, like, because we are so cold that we stayed in the sauna for like 30 minutes and like we still weren't like completely like.
That does not make me want to get a cold plunge at all.
I know, right?
like right now I'm cold and it's just like 65 and rainy. Like it's not even cold, and I'm like my ankles are like popsicles right now.
Yeah, and your cold like links to pain and stuff.
Yeah, I even wear socks in the summer, long socks in the summer because I'm cold.
Yeah. But anyways, that was cool. And then after that, I actually I rode the Super 73 around for a while. And you know what's cool is I rode over to the Santa Monica Pier, and I actually took this little video. I figured I'd show it on here because I didn't know where else to show it. But here. I don't know if you guys
know this,
but this sign right here underneath the Santa Monica Pier, this is the exact sign where I created the Wheels to Walking podcast logo from. So you can even see like this corner right here. I'll show you. It's exactly the same as in the Wheels. So I paused it. So see that little corner right there that's all janked up? Like I'm literally zooming in on it right here. It's the exact corner that's up there. So like that corner that's all like got the little weird corner marked off. It's the same as the Wheels to Walking podcast logo. So I thought that was kind of cool. I went back to the same spot because it's kind of trippy because it's weird how I took inspiration from that real life object and I just had a photo of it, and then now it's like kind of a piece of it is here in the
Yeah,
studio.
like this is
kind of cool.
This branding is very like it's all Wheels to Walking now. Like we use it on the Clips channel, on the main channel, on our thumbnails, on when you download it on iTunes or Spotify, or like it's
and
everywhere.
so it's cool to see like the real source image from it. And it's funny because the real one is like way more faded than like our logos and stuff. Like I boosted up the saturation and stuff. But I thought that was kind of cool because I just went and like checked out the actual old spot where it was. But anyways, that was fun. And then
Saturday.
Then we went to a silent disco that night, which was sweet because it's like no events are happening right now, but you can do stuff on the beach. You know?
So for people that don't know, a silent disco is when you and a bunch of friends put on headphones and all wireless headphones, and you all listen to the same songs at the same time, and you just dance on the beach. So anyone walking by, it's silent for them. You're like, oh, why is there like 15 people like just dancing their ass off on the beach for no reason? Like that's weird. But if you're a part of that 15 people, it's not weird because you're listening to the exact same thing with all your friends.
Yeah. So this girl Julia, she started this silent disco called The Wave in Venice, and basically the Wave, like you go, you pay like $30 or whatever, and you get a headset, and then there's DJs that play throughout the night. And yeah, everyone has the same one. Some silent discos is cool. They've got a little switch on the headphones, and there's two DJs playing simultaneously, and you can switch between the channels. So if like one song comes on and you're like not really vibing it, you can switch the channel and it'll be like a whole different genre or something. I've actually been to some where there's 3 different channels, which is pretty fun. But I kind of like the one channel better because then everyone's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But that was super fun. After we left, I was like, I needed that, dude, because I haven't gone to a concert or a music festival or anything in so long, and because of coronavirus.
Did you dance the pain away? Did you dance,
dude? I just danced my heart out, bro. It's so fun, and all of like that friend group, they are like super into dancing, so it was fun to be in a group where like they were dancing even harder than me. Like it was just like, and it was funny because it wasn't, so Julia hosts The Wave. It's normally on Tuesday nights, but there was this other group that like hired her to run their silent disco
on that Saturday.
And so there was like, it was on Saturday night, and there was a bunch of people that were not as into it. They were more kind of like awkward, like not really into the dancing, and so we were just going ham.
It's kind of like when you
trying to get them to dance and
went
stuff.
to that one show at
the one show at that one place.
No, at the baseball stadium at SunTrust.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
When it was like
Zed was playing.
Yeah, all the normies were like, you're getting too close. There's not enough room next to the stage, and it's like, y'all have never been to a rave before, have you?
Yeah, Zed was playing, and you could literally go on the field right up next to it, and there was people that were just standing there, and we were kind of like making our way to the front, and they're like, we were here first. It's like, that's not how this works, bro. Like, if you're not going to dance and stuff, like, go to the back.
If you're not going to dance, and if you're not going to try to get
this
up
guy
to the,
shoved one of us.
Didn't he, like, pull off
Gabe's? He pulled Gabe's hat and, like, threw it or something.
What a little fucking twat. Like,
it was so funny because I reached back and, like, pulled them up.
I remember that.
And it was, like, between them, and this guy was like, "Wow." And he like grabbed Gabe's hat and like threw it at him.
But as soon as the DJ came on, they left because they couldn't hang.
They couldn't hang.
No one believes in personal space. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't understand.
My name's 45. I
was here first.
I was here first. Okay.
Yeah, shut up, Randy. Anyways, so so the silent disco was sick. And then that night we like a few of us went back to Chad and Ashton's house, and then we were like they were like, yo, I wonder what this guy's up to. And I kind of don't want to say this guy's name just because he's got
whatever privacy sake.
He's a badass. I'll leave it at this. He's got a full-time bodyguard.
Yeah, he requires bodyguards. Yeah.
He's got a full-time bodyguard. We go to this guy's house, one of the most beautiful houses and one of the most beautiful locations in LA. We all kind of make a trip over there, and we had a great night, but I'll tell one story from the night that was just like keeps replaying in my mind because it was kind of traumatizing. So legitimately, it shook everyone up. So the whole weekend, we like everyone around, like all their friends and stuff, they kept saying like, dude, life is amazing. Like, I can't believe this is our life. And I was thinking that too. I'm like, dude, what? what kind of like circumstances did I choose and life decisions did I choose to like be here right now, hanging out with all these new people that are all so cool and welcoming and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this is so cool, man.
A lot of gratitude.
Like, life is fucking good, dude. And you got to appreciate those times. Cause I'm like,
we tend to
man,
get those
life is so good right now. And I need
Yeah.
to like soak this in 100% because I know that, you know, like I know I just need to appreciate it. Everything's temporary.
I was gonna say
you know?
temporary.
So,
mate.
but I was glad that everyone else around was also feeling those same feelings. Cause I was like, not sure if I was only feeling that cause I was the visitor and the
You
new
were like the
guy
new
and all
guy.
this. They were all also saying similar things like, dude, life is so good. This is amazing. What is our life? This is crazy. We were all hanging out at this dude's house and half of us were like inside, half of us were outside. He has this beautiful courtyard. And we were all just chilling on this couch outside, like this beautiful outdoor furniture. You know, passing around a joint, like it was just like the chillest. Like imagine just chilling so hard and then take it up like 3 more notches. Like we were just chilling so hard.
You were max chilling.
It was so chill, and we were like, all of us were like cuddling. Also, the softest blankets, like these fur, like just the thickest like fur blankets. We were all just like chilling so hard, and all of us were just like had our arms around each other. We were literally like, it was like a cuddle puddle on this giant couch. It was amazing. And Chad at one point had lit a few candles. There's like some outdoor candles. And 2 of them were like these pillar candles, just like kind of like tall pillar candles. And then one of them was a candle that was in like a glass cylinder, if you can imagine that, with no top, right? So it's just like a big glass cylinder, probably like almost, it was tall, probably like a foot tall and like 8 inches in like diameter. So anyways, he lit that candle and he even made a comment. He's like, whoa, this candle's getting so low. I remember when it was like up to the top of the cylinder. He's like, we've had a lot of good times with this candle or whatever, something along those lines. So anyways, we're chilling so hard. Then all of a sudden someone goes, yo, what's up with that candle? The whole bottom of the candle was on fire. Like the oil had all melted so much that like it wasn't just the wick burning anymore. It was like the candle itself inside of the cylinder was like on fire, like a lot. And we were like, that's weird. Like that's not
doesn't seem
good.
correct. Yeah.
That's not good. We were like, is that okay? Then things started to escalate very quickly. So then like the fire started getting bigger and we're like, okay. And there was a fireplace there, but the candle was like sitting on the edge of the fireplace. So it wasn't in the fire pit. So the fire couldn't go up the chimney. It was like in front of the mantle. Like if you can imagine like a mantle above a fireplace. So then all of a sudden the top of the glass cylinder was on fire. Like almost like it got so hot that the glass itself was on fire. And we were like, what the we were all like, yo, this is bad. Like, this is like a problem. We need to put this out. Like, what the heck? And there was like a jacuzzi next to it. And someone was like, should we put water on it? Like, I don't know what to do. Because we were kind of thinking if we poured water into the cylinder, it would maybe like put out the fire in the oil part. Like, I don't know. So anyways, this guy like dumped some water on. And we were kind of like, is this a bad idea? We don't know. Let's try it. So we dumped the water. And it kind of made the fire go down a little bit. And so we're like, okay, do more. So then we like did another one. And then all of a sudden the fire just got way bigger. And it was like a tornado of fire. Like almost like there was like wind going into the glass cylinder.
Like a cyclone.
And creating some weird, rare fire tornado. And it was like reaching up to the mantle. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is not good. Pour more water. So we poured more water. Then the glass exploded and it was like so much fire. And we
Fire
all
extinguisher,
jumped,
fire
we
extinguisher,
all
fire
jumped off
extinguisher.
the couch and we're like, holy shit. Oh my God. We like, people were running around literally like running into the house going, fire, there's a fire. Like I legitimately, when it flared up like that and the glass exploded, I felt so like helpless and so like, I'm like, this guy's house is burning down. Like a lot of us literally were like, this guy's beautiful multi-million-dollar house is about to burn down. And just to put it in perspective, this dude had like casually a dinosaur skull fossil in his house. Like a 65 million year old like real dinosaur skull.
Just like chilling on his
On the
grand
grand piano. Like literally, I'm like, wait, this is a real dinosaur. He's like, yes, it's 65 million years old. I'm like, what? Anyways, so like I'm freaking out. And then this one guy ran inside and grabbed like a really big pot and like put it over the broken like pieces and stuff. And then finally it went out and we were all just like, oh my God. And there was like such a mess. There was glass everywhere. There was wax that had just melted all into the fireplace and rock. And it was just a mess. And it's like in that, there's like a scene in Hot Rod where they're all marching like peacefully down the street. And then all of a sudden a riot breaks out and they're like, yo, what happened back there? That was really fucked up. Yeah. And they're like, oh, like, yeah, that was messed up. That's how we all felt. We were like, dude, what just happened? We were chilling so hard. And then all of a sudden it just turned so bad. Like, can we go back to chilling? Like, this sucks. Like, we were just all having the best time. And then all of a sudden it just turned so badly. And yeah, it was just nuts. But anyways, the rest of the night ended up going amazing. But like it was just, we all just kept replaying in our brains. We're like, okay, we're not all just like making this up in our head. Like we all
Like,
saw that crazy
that really
shit,
just
right?
happened,
Because
yeah.
we were trying to explain it to the other half of the people that were inside. They're like, wait, so what happened? Like a tornado of fire just randomly happened in a candle? Candles don't do that.
You're like, this one did.
And we're like,
one
dude,
did.
this one did though. And we're like, wait, so this candle company should be like out of business if this is just happening. Like, you know what I mean? So anyways, it was ridiculous.
Nuts.
And that was like, literally that scene has replayed in my head like 100 times since then. Cause it was just so scary. Like I literally thought this guy's house was going to catch on fire. Like it was nuts. And I didn't know where a fire extinguisher was or anything, you know, like
Yeah, kitchen.
who knows if he even
closet,
had
who
one,
knows,
you know,
yeah.
probably did. But anyways, that was nuts. But that whole night was like insane. It felt like I was like hanging out with Elon Musk or something. It was just like, what is going on?
That's-
like what is happening
That's
here?
wicked. And you basically just used Sunday to like just rest and recover, and then you zoomed around on the Super 73 again, didn't you?
On Monday morning.
You mean Sunday?
No,
I showed up Monday morning.
that's when I rode the Super 73.
Oh, right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
woke up early.
Like early as shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, Sunday we got like brunch at this like awesome vegan spot, and like it was like takeout, and we watched this really awesome documentary that night, which actually we can talk about later. But Social Dilemma, for people that haven't watched it, literally,
I have that on my
the
to-do
Social
list.
Dilemma is like if you don't watch a single documentary or movie this year, like make it that one. Like I think it should be a required viewing for every American, honestly.
Or
like-
any person, honestly. Yeah.
It's insane. But anyways, yeah, so Sunday we just like chilled super hardcore and did the sauna again. I didn't do the cold plunge again because I'm like, fuck that. I'm doing the sauna. I always do sauna. I'm new to the cold plunge game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was chill.
Yeah, and then Monday morning. Well, actually, I'll start with my Sunday. Sunday, I got to go golfing.
Oh yeah.
I went to an adaptive golf clinic, and I got to sit on a para golfer by Autobach, which is pretty cool. And I got to
Autobox rollout.
yeah, I got to smash a few balls. It was pretty cool.
And smashing balls.
And it was a clinic. It was a clinic that was put on by Shepherd, and all the people there were super cool and super professional, and followed all COVID guidelines.
Were
and,
you
like,
actually golfing through the holes or just like hitting?
So I did driving range and putting. It was just like
Okay, cool.
to kind of see if you even like it, get a feel. That's the point of their clinics, right? So it's called therapeutic recreation or recreational therapy or whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. And basically the idea is like when you're in the hospital, you need to find activities to do on your own when you're home. You need to figure out that you like golf, so they'll set you up with like a golf course and like a golf chair, or you like hunting or sports or whatever you like to do. They always want to send you home with something to do, because if you don't have something to do, you're gonna get like sad and depressed and shit.
Yeah.
So I went there and smashed a few balls around, and it was a good time. And I put it up on Instagram, so if you're interested in checking out that video, you can check it out. But it was a cool time. And then I woke up at like 4:30. So 4:30 Atlanta time, which was like 1:30 LA time, and made it to the airport, caught my flight by 7, was in the air for 4 hours, and then like landed at 8:20 in the morning. So by the time I landed, I'd been up for like 8 hours, but by the clock standard, only 4 hours. But even still, I was up basically all night. And then we like linked up at the rental car place, and then went to Chelsea Hill's place.
And Chelsea Hill, for people that don't know, she's the creator of the Rollettes, which is like the wheelchair dance team.
Yeah.
But she's probably the most famous wheelchair girl, right?
I mean, probably most
wheelchair woman.
I mean, other than Wheels, Aaron Wheels.
I said woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's like the most famous, I think. But I also think like Aaron just like uses his stunting and his tricks, you know, like he's
Aaron
not
Fotheringham is on Nitro Circus. He's the dude that does backflips. He's like the most famous for that. But Chelsea's like the biggest like wheelchair like influencer.
Yeah, she's the most established in my opinion. Like when I first got hurt, you guys have probably heard the story of me talk about it a million times, where I'm like, I was searching for what my future could hold. I was, you know, certain terms like wheelchair, spinal cord injury, paraplegic. And at the time she was on a reality show called Push Girls, and I saw her on that show. It wasn't for me. It was a show mainly for women. And
it was a reality show,
It was
right?
a reality show. Yeah, it was a reality show, and it just happened to be like 4 disabled chicks or 5 disabled chicks.
What was the like premise of Push Girls? Because I don't even really know.
Literally can't remember. I can't remember. It was like,
It's just them living their lives.
yeah, it was a reality show. You know, you
Did
catch
they
up.
do dancing in the show?
Yeah, I think so.
Because didn't one of them have a dance team, and like then people thought that Chelsea was like copying that girl, but actually it was because she wouldn't. I don't know, some drama.
Yeah,
anyway,
who
it
knows?
doesn't matter.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But the bottom line is, like Chelsea.
But so you've known about Chelsea for like 10 years.
I've known about her for a while, and I became like, we started following each other back and forth like probably a year and a half ago when we all got in the same group together. Like,
Well, because also she said that she saw like our first video that really popped off. It was like, who the fuck are these guys?
yeah, exactly.
Like, I've been in this game for a long ass time, and like I don't know who these guys are. Like, where do they come from?
We get that reaction a lot. Like, remember we were getting interviewed by that magazine?
Like, oh, so they've known each other for 7 years or something? It's like, no.
Yeah, they were like childhood best friends, and it's like, no, we've known each other for 2 years. And then even this lady was like, I've been in this industry doing news media for like ever, and where did you guys come from? And I'm like, oh, we just been doing this for like 4 months. She was like, 4 years? It's like, no, months. Like we just.
Like, oh, no wonder I haven't heard of you.
Like, no wonder I haven't heard of you. But anyway, like, I didn't know that she had saw our thing. You guys must have talked about it when I wasn't around.
Yeah, that's what we were. I think we were talking about it when you were in the shower or something. I don't
Probably,
remember.
because as soon as I landed, we like went to the grocery store like we always do, and came back and showered just to get like that plain gunk and like a refresh. And then we went, and she, for a video, taught me a dance. So you guys will see that video in a couple of days. Andrew's
It'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
It'll come out on Saturday. This podcast is coming out on
It's
Friday.
gonna
We're
have,
1 day late on the podcast because we flew in a day later.
and it's gonna have, and that video is like, we're gonna have to be like launching it before we get in the car and drive to Charlotte to do.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
To do the workout.
We're doing a video on Saturday too. I keep forgetting about that, dude. My next 48 hours is gonna suck.
It's gonna be lit. You need to go home and sleep for a while first, and then
just work nonstop on the video till it's done, basically.
Yeah, you took so many clips on that video, dude.
Yeah, but anyways, basically, it was hilarious.
It's cool collab. It's gonna be awesome.
Richard has a lot more respect for dancers now.
Well, it's not like I didn't have respect before, but like dancing is hard as shit. Like it takes a lot of coordination. It takes a lot of athletics. It takes a lot of stamina, endurance, and like it's not easy. It's not simple. It's very difficult. And I've mentioned the Rollettes multiple times, like in the Chicago video where I'm testing out the smart drive. I pretend to be a roulette. In the how to push video or how to wheelie video.
How to push.
I think it's a how to push video. I'm like, one day my dream is to be a roulette, but they won't let me because I'm a guy or like something like that. And then now the joke is like,
Now you're an honorary member.
I'm an honorary member of the roulette or something
That's
like that.
what the clip title needs to be for this section. Richard becomes a roulette.
Why are we always so synced up? Fuck, dude. We spend way too much time together. I swear to God.
It's because we take our birth control at the same time. Our
Facts.
periods are like synced up.
Synced up. We sync up better than a Bluetooth, dog. I'm just saying.
I was going to say something so stupid.
Yeah.
We sync up better than a really tall sink.
That was
so
bad.
dumb.
Boo.
That's why I like didn't say it, and then I was like, I'll just say it, and you guys can boo
That gets
me.
2 thumbs down.
Yeah, 2 giant thumbs way down. 2 pit bull thumbs down. His thumbs are huge.
Yeah, he's got huge hands. But yeah, that's gonna be a fun video. And
that was super fun, dude. Chelsea is like so fun and so cool in person.
Because I didn't know what to expect because I only know like social media Chelsea. Like I kind of only know the polished version, and like I knew she was more than that because everyone's more than that. Like you guys know this because you listen to the podcast. But if this podcast didn't exist and you only knew me from main channel videos, it probably wouldn't be the same as if you guys know me from the podcast. So. We after we got done dancing, went back to her place. I made pizza for everybody. So the famous Wheels to Walking Richard Pizza, the gluten free, dairy free,
from the How to Eat Healthy as a Wheelchair User video.
Yeah, so I made everybody pizza. So that was you, me, Chelsea, and her fiance Jay. Which by the way, he's also fucking cool. Like,
yeah, Jay's awesome.
Jay's awesome. And then did Catherine come that night?
Yeah,
did she come
Catherine,
later?
another one of the Rollettes, came over and we hung out like super late.
We played Rummy Cube that night, right?
Did I win Rummy Cube? I think
you
I
won,
ultimately
won
won.
Rummy Cube.
Catherine got second, and then you were gonna get third, and so Jay was like, "Oh fuck this!" And like, he was taking it so seriously.
Wild guys.
Yeah,
got both the wild guys.
There's on Rummy Cube. There's like 2 jokers in each in the deck or what in the pack or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, are there wild guys in this? Because like sometimes it's like jokers are wild or whatever.
Yeah, the wild cards.
I go, are there wild guys? And Jay's like, wild guys. I fucking love it. So then the whole rest of the night we just kept calling them wild guys.
Yeah.
We're like, yo, we're some fucking wild guys. And then also I spanked everyone in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
They were like, Chelsea was talking a big game.
Because I think.
And then as soon as I saw that they hadn't even unlocked the carts and the wheels that I wanted, I'm like, oh, they haven't played this nearly as much as I have.
Well, that was one of the things like, you guys got Mario Kart, and I was like, oh, Andrew's going to fuck y'all up. And both of them are competitive. And
Chelsea and Jay are quite competitive.
And then I think even Catherine is a little bit too. And
Catherine was talking a big game as well.
They're like, oh, whatever. And then you just spanked him, dude.
Yeah, and they were also
Spanked
like saying
him.
I was cheating, and I'm like, I'm not cheating because I was doing the like automatic go thing. I'm like, that's not cheating. Like it's an option in the game. You can do it too. Like it was just like, it was stupid. But anyways, I spanked him.
Yeah,
it was fun.
That was a hella fun night, and it was so funny because like Chelsea and Jay went to bed early because they both Chelsea has like appointments and stuff. They had to wake up early. Jay works, and so it was like you, me, and Catherine like sitting outside on the front porch, and she's like, "It's so weird because it seems like you guys live here." And she didn't necessarily mean live here as in like live in LA. It was like you guys live at this house. And it was because we all just got along like so quickly. It's like that special fucking wheelchair bond, dog. Like there's just something about it. And even the fact that like I think through quarantine, I think Chelsea, Jay, Kat, and Sam, we didn't meet Sam, but I think they all like lived there together. So
they all kind
when
of
they were like, they're like,
there.
let's play Rummy Cube. Like they had played it so much because that was a part of their like quarantine games or whatever. And then we popped in and just like had a good fucking time. And then the next day we woke up and met up with Maria, who's another roulette. And we went to Pismo Beach, which is like
we had to drive quite a ways,
like an hour and a half north. And we went.
It was like 2.5 hours north.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2.5 hours. Yeah, but we went through like this beautiful fucking canyon forest,
Los Padres National Forest or something, National Park,
and then near that big lake where
Los Padres National Park.
And then we went to that big gigantic lake where the chick from Glee disappeared.
Yeah,
she
that
vanished.
chick from Glee that vanished with her son was like in the boat and she was nowhere to be found. We passed that lake, so that was cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. But on the way up there, we were seeing so much smoke, dude. It was crazy. And then we
got to Pismo, we were like, whoa, the smoke is so bad here.
It cleared up for a while, and then we went back to Pismo, and it was like, again, like so thick. And then Falayan, which is Maria's husband, was like, no, it just is
that's just the fog.
It's just foggy.
This area is just foggy as fuck.
Foggy. And I'm like,
it never stops being foggy, really.
He's like, yeah, I grew up around here, super depressing. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like I get
I
get like 1 or 2 rainy days, and I'm sad. Like imagine living there. But
yeah, imagine living in California where it's like always sunny, and then you choose to live in Pismo Beach where it's never sunny.
like the one place where it's never sunny.
Like, hey, you made it 90% of the way there, and then you still managed to fail. No, but it was fun. We filmed a video with Maria at this cool little like park in Pismo Beach.
Yeah, and it was basically, so she's a low level
Pismo.
incomplete spinal cord injury just like me, so she gets the same type of flack about being a faker because she can stand and move her legs, and like, you know, we both deal with a lot of the same shit, but we also deal with a lot of the same problems, meaning like we still got bowel, bladder, skin, and pain. We talk a lot about pain in that video because that's like our reality is, I mean, our lives are pretty much dictated by pain, unfortunately. But yeah, that was a really fun video, and we, you know, snagged some Starbucks and then drove back, and then like right at sunset we stopped at this overlook. This beautiful overlook
in the national park.
In the national park, so that was cool.
That was really cool.
Did y'all have colorblind goggles you could put on?
Yeah, like Logan Paul. No, we did not have those, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But Richard peed on the side of the road.
Definitely peed on the side.
And then we pulled into this thing, and we realized there was like a porta potty like
right there,
2 feet away. But we just didn't realize that Richard was just peeing on the side of the road.
Well, I was I was having this, my glute was spasming, and then I like took some meds, and it like was still spasming and still hurting me, and I was like, okay, well maybe I have to pee. So I was like, pull over, let me pee, and then we pulled over, and then we went to do like a U-turn to turn around to get back on the road, and then there was a fucking porta john right there.
Yeah, a little porta john. But let's be honest, who wants to go in there?
Yeah, gross.
We pee on the side of the road.
We made it back, and then we all had dinner together because when we showed up, we popped into a Chipotle. And then when we showed up, their Postmates was showing up at the same time.
Yeah, so then we ate.
And then
basically did sit, just hung out again.
We got to tell them about the Doodle. So I had these 2 ice creams by So Delicious. One is salted caramel, cashew, and the other one is Snickerdoodle. And so he likes one more than the other. I like one more than the other. So we bought both.
I'd never had the Snickerdoodle, honestly.
Well, anyway. So
but the point of it was we went to the grocery store, and I was gonna get the salted caramel, and you were like, oh, I kind of want to get Snickerdoodle, but I kind of want to get the other one. I'm like, let's just get both, and then we can just switch and like share it.
Yeah. So the girls saw us eating it, and they're like,
and Catherine's doing the like
75
hard, which is what, like, you got to do 2 workouts a day. No, like,
there's a bunch of rules.
There's a bunch of rules. It's like one of those challenges, like the Whole30 challenge or whatever. It's like a challenge where it's really strict diet and exercise rules.
Yeah, it's like you have to have 2 45-minute workouts a day. They can't be back to back. One has to be outdoor. You have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. Audiobooks do not count. You have to pick a diet and stay consistent to it. And you have to drink like a gallon of water a day. There's like these certain things, and it's fitness based, but it's meant to develop mental toughness, because when it's like raining outside, like you still have to go outside and work out. Like it's designed, and like
sounds terrible.
And after 75 days of putting yourself through misery, like you kind of change as a person or whatever. But anyway, so
sounds like something I don't want to do.
Yeah. So anyway, like. We were like eating some of the ice cream or whatever, and we
no, because I ate the Doodle for the first time. I tried the Snickerdoodle. I'm like, dude, the Doodle, and you're like, fucks with the Doodle. And we kept saying, I fucks with the Doodle.
And then Catherine goes, I want to fucks with the Doodle.
I want to fucks with the Doodle.
It was like the cutest little fucking shit ever.
Yeah, because she was like, I don't know if I can
even
eat it.
Chelsea was like in the middle of her dinner, and she's like, oh, let me taste the salted caramel one. And she tasted. She was like, oh my god, I don't want to eat dinner anymore. This isn't fair.
And she doesn't even like sweets that much,
like,
and she was freaking out.
Like, I don't even like sweets.
And so Kat was just over there like, oh my god,
like,
I don't want to eat
this isn't fair. She's like, I want to fucks with the Doodle.
Fucks with the Doodle. It was
But then
hilarious.
kind of the same thing happened where like Jay and Chelsea went to bed early, and it was so funny. I looked at Catherine and I go, "Good night, Mom and Dad."
Yeah.
Because
like mom and dad were going to sleep and we went and hung out outside.
yeah,
But I fell asleep while we were hanging out.
dude, you fall asleep all the time, everywhere, anywhere. Like literally, we were all in the middle of a conversation, and then like Catherine looks at you, and she looks at me, and she goes, "Does he just like do this all the time?" I go, "Oh yeah." And if you try to wake him up, he's gonna pretend like he wasn't asleep. And then like she goes, "Oh yeah." So we like tried to wake you up, and then you were like, who was in the median? Who was crossing the median? Who drove in the median? What? And we dying laughing because we never said anything about median. And he was like, "Yes, you did. I heard you guys were talking about the median," or like something about like.
I was having a dream about someone who drove into the median of like a road or some shit.
And he's like,
And I
"Who
was
drove into the median?"
I was like, who drove into the median?
We're like, "Why'd you drive into the median?"
Why did you guys drive into the median? And they were like, "What?" And I'm like, "You were talking about the median." And it's funny because I remember all of this, but they weren't talking about the median at all.
We weren't at all.
They were just like laughing at me.
Yeah, but it was a good time. Like just chilling on that porch, just talking
once
and
I'm
shit.
in that zone where I start to doze off, I'm out.
Yeah. Then next day, same thing. We just like got up and normally these trips we try to do a video, and then come home Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon. But we were already in LA, and we've got a photographer out in LA who is like the best photographer.
He the best photographer in a world.
I don't know about the world, but like
He's really good.
phenomenally talented.
He did the rings picture. He did our podcast picture. He's done like a lot of the best Wheels to Walking photos.
Yeah, we did one photo shoot like a year and a half ago, basically. Maybe even 2 years.
2
2 years
in,
ago.
like January.
And we've been using those photos. So like the rings photo, like the photo that this sculpture is made after. That photo, the podcast artwork photo. I mean, like so many photos came from that photo shoot. So like we paid a fucking shit ton of money, but it ended up like it paid itself off because we got to use those
Dude,
photos.
we won a photo contest that paid it off 100% just from that.
Oh, that's right. We did. Yeah, we won like $1,000 in Southwest gift flight vouchers or
yeah,
whatever.
we're like, hey, paid off already.
Paid itself. But
So we wanted to do another photo shoot with Simon.
yeah, so we went into we met him up at his house in the hills somewhere, and
On Mulholland.
or close to Mulholland, right?
It is right off of Mulholland.
Right off of Mulholland, and he
Really
had,
cool
he had
house.
this cool studio, and then even Sasha was there. Sasha, right?
Yeah.
Sasha.
She was the assistant from last time. She's really cool.
Yeah, and she was there helping out, and we spent like we did.
Pridge was like, last time I met you, you were rubbing baby oil on me.
Yeah. I was like, are you happy that you don't have to like rub baby oil on a stranger? She's like, yeah, I am.
Simon's like, that's the only reason why people book me these days, because Sasha gets to rub baby oil all over him.
He's like, I don't know, man. These 55-year-old guys, they just keep booking me, Sasha. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they're doing it. And it was so creepy. I remember when she was doing it, I'm like, yo, she's in high school. Like this girl's in high
Like,
school.
this is underage.
And she's like lubing me up. Like this is I'm just gonna go with it because I'm a professional, but also
This is
like
her job right
like
now.
a 17-year-old is like rubbing oil on my titties. Like this is like I don't
And we know how Richard is with his titties.
exactly. So I'm like, all right, be calm. Like just fucking whatever.
I have a girlfriend. This is just professional setting. I'm just getting lathered with baby oil, so I don't have to get it on my own hands, and I can hold on to the rings.
Yes, I mean that's exactly why.
And so I can push my wheelchair without slipping through my fingers.
Yeah, but we got some pictures, dudes. We're gonna do a whole rebrand eventually. We're no rush on it, but as far as visuals go, like we'll probably we're gonna change all the places you see the ring photo will be replaced with a new photo. We haven't picked out which one yet. I don't even want to spoil the types of photos, but
No,
it was
just really cool.
It was very experimental.
And the crazy thing about Simon is like, okay, so video is very different than photo.
Very different.
So like, I'm very much more video inclined. Like, if I'm gonna set up a photo, I kind of set it up like it would be a video, and then I'm just taking like a still image. Simon is working with like these amazing like flash bulbs and gels, and he's putting textures in the background and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And so
I mean, he's been
when
doing
you're
this for
looking
20,
when you're
30
when you're
years.
looking at it like in person, like I'm watching this happen, I'm watching Simon take the photos, and then I'm like at an angle where when he captures the photo, I can see on the camera screen what's on the screen.
Two different things.
I'm like, how is what's coming out of the camera right now anything like what's happening in real life? Like, you look at what's happening in real life and you're like,
I'm like sitting
this
on-
picture's not that cool.
I'm like sitting on a white sheet in a bright room, and then you take the picture, and what comes out, you're like, what the fuck?
I'm like, this looks like you're in like Asian nightclub or
like
something.
like a spaceship or some shit.
Yeah,
Like
it was just insane the type of stuff that this guy can just pull off.
yeah, and
out of
that's
his ass.
before any post production, like any type of touching or editing or like, I mean, anything. It's nuts, dude. And then
Well, Sasha was touching you. That was the only type of touching.
no, she didn't touch me. No touching. No touching.
I'm just kidding.
Uh,
In the last one.
but I remember. So
I'm just
the
joking.
day before,
you said
Yeah.
any type of touching.
yeah, retouching. Sorry, giggity. Well, our photo. Get the fuck out of here. Stop that. Our photo shoot was some like. our
People that don't watch the video are probably like, what the fuck is going on?
our photo shoot was like from 10 to 3, and our flight wasn't until midnight. So we had like 5-6 hours to pretty much kill. And I knew we didn't have time to do like a full video with someone, but I wanted to find a way to do some kind of content with someone. So the day before, I texted Marty and Sunny from Wheel Talks Official, another
wheelchair podcast.
yeah, it's 2 quads. And one dude is
So they're in Octa together.
yes, they're an octo. Yeah, one
2 quads.
one is more quad than the other. I don't know how to say it. One is definitely like
Well, it's just different. That was kind of the thing that they were saying. You know,
We
it's
talked
like
about,
quad is like very encompassing, but it's like you're a pair, but you're like a low level pair that can like walk a little bit. And then there's people like
Jesse.
you know, Jesse
Yeah.
or Carlos or, you know,
Yeah.
people that like, there's nothing going on down there. Like, you know, so there's just a lot of differences. Quads, like Sonny can like, you know, move his hands more and but his legs are totally nothing. And then Marty's like got very little arms, but more legs than his arms. Like, you know, but it's just interesting to see their like their level of like abilities and stuff.
But definitely go check out that podcast. It'll be linked in the show notes or description or somewhere.
Probably not, because I doubt that they'll have it as fast as AJ will have it, but
No,
we'll link it
no.
whenever we link it.
I mean, like, just go subscribe now. Like,
Go subscribe to Wheel Talks Official.
Yeah, go subscribe now.
And it is Wheel Talks Official, right?
Yeah, and it's like
We'll link the show in the notes, but I don't know if the episode will be out by the time this episode
Correct.
is out. Because AJ is a dope ass producer that does that turnaround on the quick. But
like 24 hours or less. Usually.
yeah, but because I don't even think the podcast we did like a couple weeks ago is out yet.
No, the
right?
one with Brent isn't even out yet.
That was
yeah.
from a different podcast. That was the Cripple Couch podcast. Cripple Couch Talk.
I can't wait till that one comes out, dude. That was a great
That
fucking
one
podcast.
was amazing. But
That
the
was
one
a
we did
great-
yesterday was really good too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was like a recap of a lot of things. Like you kind
It
of like
was-
talking about your injury and stuff. But it was fun.
It was quite a bit of an origin story. Like I wasn't expecting it to be like an interview and origin story of Wheels to Walking and Richard
It's
Corbett.
just kind of
like,
the way it went.
like I wasn't expecting that really, but it kind of turned out that way, and I'm fine with it. I personally like not necessarily a huge fan of those styles of podcasts because I feel like my story's out there in like 900 different places, but it's a great introduction so people then get
Exactly.
deeper-
That's just
deeper
kind of
into
what
it.
you do when you guest on podcasts. Like
You're
you're introducing yourself to their audience. Granted, there's probably some overlap already, but I mean, like
there definitely is.
But you know, for the people that aren't clued into Wheels to Walking, but are clued into them, like it's kind of like a nice little overlap. But
Yeah.
that was super fun. Like
Yeah.
they were some great guys.
Cool dudes.
Dude, it was funny because their producer like had to leave.
So we
I had to
ended-
figure
you
out
ended up
how
doing
to
it.
do all of their podcast equipment like right before. So I'm like doing a whole different recording system with like USB mics, and like we had to record it on Richard's computer
Onto GarageBand or
because like
something.
I didn't like it was like better with Mac. We recorded with like GarageBand. Richard didn't even have GarageBand, so I had to download GarageBand, which I haven't used since like 2009 or something, probably even earlier. I haven't used GarageBand since like ever. And because I used to have like a little iMac back in the day, one of the ones with like the like colored plastic backs.
One of the
I had one of those
OGs.
in my house, in my room back at my parents' house. That was the last time I used GarageBand. Obviously, it's a way different program now. And then also, like I didn't, on this camera that we record on, we have like a little backup battery thing that basically like plugs into the wall. So we don't have to worry about battery life, but I didn't have that. So I was like sitting there like watching the battery drain the whole time. And I was like freaking out. And it was just like weird because normally that's why we have AJ, so that I don't have to focus on those things while we're actually doing the podcast. But it was like, brought me back to the original AD podcast days where I was doing everything and interviewing, and like it was like, okay, I'm really glad that we got AJ.
Yeah.
Because I don't like being on screen and the producer at the same time. It doesn't lead itself to being like super conducive to like good flow either, because I was constantly having to like look and manage. But anyways, it ended up working out.
Yeah, and then before we left,
and so that was literally like last night, and that almost still feels kind of like it was
today. Because we didn't sleep. Like we slept I got like maybe 2 hours of sleep on the plane. Like,
we wrapped that podcast up about 9 hours ago, or maybe like 10 hours ago. Because it's 7:30 LA time right now. We wrapped up the podcast when, like 9?
Yeah.
So that was
10 hours. Yeah. Holy shit. We're on like we're fucking on one.
Dude, I don't know how we're even doing this right now.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone's watching on camera, I almost dozed off a couple of times in the first 30 minutes. Like I literally was like, fucking shit.
Yeah. But anyways, we had a red eye. That's always fun, I guess. Not really.
No, not fun at all.
Yeah, I got like I got a little bit of sleep. I woke up to like a really weird video. I was like playing. I have YouTube Premium, so I can download YouTube videos that I can watch like offline.
Oh, you fancy, huh? Because you got that YouTube Premium.
Well, I like supporting my creators. But anyways,
just watch ads, bro. Just watch advertisements.
Richard, I hate ads so much. I fucking hate ads. Also, Richard, just watch ads, bro.
Facetious. Facetious.
Anyways, but yeah, I was like watching the new H3 Frenemies podcast. It's like, have you seen this yet? It's Ethan and Trisha, and they have they're doing a new show called Frenemies because Trisha is dating Moses, Ela's brother, and basically the set is amazing. It's a table, and half of the table is pink, half the table is black, and then in the background there's curtains, and the side that's black, half of it is black, and the other curtains are pink. Trisha's microphone is pink, her microphone stand is pink, Ethan's everything is black. So it's literally like a split screen down the middle. It looks like a split screen, but they can reach over and like touch each other. Like they can reach across the line. So it, like watching the video, it almost looks like it's like two different sets, but it's one set. But anyways, for people that are into H3, it's pretty funny. But anyways, I was watching Frenemies, and then because I had dozed off during it, that whole episode had played, and then another video played, and I woke up to this weird, like, fictional Joe Rogan,
like hypercut
video. They would just weirded me out because I was like half dreaming, and I had my eye covering on and my hood on and all this stuff, so I couldn't see. And I'm just like, what is going on? Oh yeah, I'm on a plane. Oh yeah, this is weird. Oh yeah, I'm wearing a mask too. Like coronavirus is just ridiculous. But luckily, because of coronavirus, like we had a whole row to ourselves. Like. Because on the plane that we were at, it was one of the ones that had 2 aisles. So there's 2 seats on each window side, and then there's a middle row that has 3. And so because it's every other seat, if you're on the window seat, you get the seat next to you to yourself, so you're able to like kind of spread out, which is nice.
Yeah, not bad at all. And dude, we just fucking.
Did you sleep at all?
Like I got like maybe 2 hours, dude. I don't know. I just like I couldn't find a comfortable position, and I don't know, my legs were always dangling, and I sit on my cushion, so like.
You couldn't like lay the other way.
I couldn't move. It was just.
If you put the cushion the other way.
I tried to find a comfortable position for over an hour, and then I finally found one. But then I woke up to Captain being like, barker, 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 barker. You know how they always do.
Did you have your headphones in, or what were you doing?
I eventually took my headphones out because I was like listening to the Charlie Rocket podcast, and like it was over, and then took it out.
Charlie Rocket.
So this is what I did. I made a post on my Instagram that said, y'all, I just got a life-changing phone call. And everyone was like, yo, Charlie, what kind of phone call was it? And I told him, I can't tell you yet.
Because it was a message from God.
But then what really happened was 2 weeks later, I actually got that call. Because what I did is I put out a quantum vibration into the universe.
Because I'm on a winning streak.
Like some of the stuff he says, I'm like,
People
fuck.
that don't know who Charlie Rocket
I'm
is
like,
what
fuck.
the hell?
I'm like, fuck yeah, Charlie. Like you're on some shit. Like gang. I fucks with it. But some of the stuff he says, I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. You're a goddamn moron. Like
I fucks with the Doodle.
I fucks with the Doodle, but
but-
sometimes I don't fucks with the Charlie.
That's amazing.
'Cause even Logan was like, so what happens when you put out something like that in the different universe and then you don't get that call? And he's like, fish in a barrel, baby. I just keep moving. So it's like, oh, so you just like guess 90 times, and if one gets correct, then magically you got it now?
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, yeah.
Dude, I have to pee so bad. Can I run?
Yeah, but no, because I was gonna have you talk about that movie.
Okay, well here, 1 second. I'll pee and then we can talk about the movie. Here, AJ, let's do the kick. Let's do the kick report. It's not very heat this week, but but it's classic.
It's
Here,
pretty
I'm
trash this
I'm
week,
gonna
not
pee.
gonna
I'm gonna
lie.
pee.
Run, make it quick. Pressure
So
out.
guys,
All
we
right,
got,
AJ, what do we got going on here?
We have used to be white Vans high tops. I say used to be because you can see in the footage, it's pretty dirty. And
They look more beige than white. They look like you walked down a dirt road, or like went camping in them, or like airsofting in them, or like you did something that
But
you shouldn't have done in them.
the thing I like about them is I've kind of made them like my daily shoes.
Yeah.
So you know how like
Everyday
car guys have like their Ferrari and their Lamborghini, and then they'll have like
like a Jeep.
a Prius or
Yeah, it's
something
like
that
they're
they'll strap
everyday.
around.
They're
Yeah.
everyday. Yeah, they're daily driver.
So this is my daily driver.
Daily
yeah.
drivers.
They're yeah. Nothing. I mean, they're Vans. Everyone owns one. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing Vans right now. It was so funny when we were on the podcast with the two quads. We were talking about like some of the things that the hospitals will like tell you to scare you, like don't wear jeans and don't wear Vans. But we were literally all wearing Vans, like every single one of us. Like every person who was on wheels, we were like, "Yep."
Huh, I wonder why that is.
Dude, how can we talk about Tenet without spoiling it for the listeners and without spoiling it for him? Wow,
Yeah, it's like you can't explain it. You just have to watch it.
Well, my thing was like, I was in the movie theater with my girlfriend. We wanted to see it. It was the first time seeing a movie in like 7-8 months.
Yeah, this was my first movie.
And so it was a nice little date. We went to go to like dinner and then the movie, and then went to go get ice cream afterwards, and obviously doing all the social distancing and the masks and precautions or whatever. But like at about 20 minutes in the movie, she like leans over to me and she's like, "Hey, do you have any idea, like what's going on?" And I like leaned back and I was like, "I have no fucking clue. Like I don't no
I
idea."
have no clue, but it's sick.
And even towards the end, like after the movie was over, there was, there's always the kind of like reveal that helps you understand like what actually went on, because it like, everything's always, I don't know what it's called in filmmaking, but basically you kind of like flash back to some of the original scenes, and you're like, oh, that one scene that happened at minute 25 that made no fucking sense all of a sudden makes sense now because I understand what happened behind that wall.
Sort of like the reveal.
Yeah, whatever it's called. But and even
the prestige.
Yeah, but like after it was completely over, like at the very, very end, still I was like, I gotta watch this again. Like I still have no fucking idea what's happening.
But you're
right
like,
now.
I want to watch it like so many times.
It's a banger. Like it's a good.
I
haven't seen it yet. I want to
it.
go see it in IMAX.
That's what I want to do as well.
Yeah, maybe we should all go on a bro date and go fucking to IMAX and go
The
watch
real
it together.
IMAX though, not that bitch ass fake IMAX. Have you ever been to like? So there's like the
Yeah.
IMAX in the round, and then there's like the bitch ass IMAX. It's just like a giant flat screen.
It's just a big screen. Yeah.
It's like, ooh, it's IMAX, and it's like, no, it's not.
I don't think I've been to IMAX in over 10 years.
The last time I
Seriously.
went to true IMAX was I saw what was Star Wars Episode 7 called? Rogue One? No.
Episode 7.
Rise of I don't know. Anyways,
Force. Something Force.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
There you go.
Yeah, I saw Force Awakens, and it was the midnight release. Or maybe it wasn't a midnight release, but it was a really late showing. No. I remember. They don't really even do before Corona. They weren't even really doing midnight releases anymore because they realized
Thursday.
that the opening night is just so big that they start doing showings at like 9:30,
On
and then they
Thursdays,
basically
yeah.
start like they go all night and just do showings. So we were like the midnight showing, but technically there was like one showing before us. But anyways, I went and saw it in IMAX, the real IMAX in the fucking round kind. And
Did you do that at Mall of Georgia?
yes. And I was so tired. It was just like midnight, and classic Andrew
Falls asleep.
fell asleep. And spoiler alert, I don't feel bad about this spoiler because this movie's old as shit now. I fell asleep in the part where Kylo Ren like kills Han Solo.
Nice.
And
That's like the most pivotal point of the entire movie.
And you're like, what? Why?
I know. So I wake up. Like, I didn't fall asleep for the rest of the movie. I was just asleep for that part.
Oh, you had to look at those little blink naps.
Yeah, like a little
You had
blink
one of those
nap.
today. Literally, we were like 5 minutes away from the door, and you like reclined the seat all the way back to stretch, and then fell asleep. And
I
then-
wasn't fully asleep.
And then it
I
wasn't.
just
And
closed
then
my
I
eyes.
like pulled into the Starbucks to get coffee or whatever, and you're like, huh?
Yeah.
And I was like,
I pulled myself up.
I was like, have a
here we
nice
are.
little nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, so then I'm in the parking lot with my friends, and we're walking out of the movie, and they were like, that was crazy how Han Solo died. And I was like, you guys are stupid. Like, I thought they were I thought they were just like being silly. Like, oh, that was crazy when Barney came out. You know, just like saying ridiculous things. And
Stupid
I'm like,
shit.
yeah, and then they're like, yeah, they're blah, blah, blah. And they kept talking about it. I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, when he kills Han Solo. And I'm like, wait. And then I like, because I was like kind of like embarrassed that I fell asleep for it. So I like Googled it, and I'm like, does Han Solo die in The Force Awakens? And it's like, spoilers. And it's like, Kylo Ren kills Han Solo. I'm like, God damn it. So I'm like, dang it. I literally fell asleep in the best
Yeah.
part. But anyways.
I think last time I went to go see IMAX, full IMAX, was at the Fernbank Museum. I went to like the adult night where they have like alcohol and there's like a party and and you buy tickets and it's fancy. But like Julia and I went, and we went to the gift shop to play with the toy dinosaurs because she is literally a child when it comes to dinosaurs. She loves dinosaurs. And then we went to like the theater screening of like Planet Earth Dino Edition, but it was like,
Yeah.
it's when the seats are like,
Kind of reclined a little bit.
no, it's like stadium seating.
Yeah.
It's like,
they're up. They're
it's
very
like,
raised.
it's like when you sit.
And there's only like 15 rows.
Yeah, it's like when
it's
you-
not very much.
Yeah, it's like when you sit, your feet are at the head of the person below you. It's like super vertical. So you're at like the middle of the screen, and it does the wrap like in the round.
And you know what's
thing.
crazy about the IMAX screen? I don't know if people know this, but the speakers are behind the screen.
A lot of theater screens are like that because
But like
it's a
in
silver
an
screen.
IMAX screen, the screen is so big, it's basically a wall of speakers that are just right in your face. So it's like the surround, like it's, I don't know, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
IMAX is crazy. But the time before that, I saw The Dark Knight in IMAX, true IMAX, and that
70 millimeter,
slapped.
or is there such thing as 70 millimeter IMAX?
It's basically the same thing.
Okay.
Well, The Dark Knight was half shot in like parts of it. It's cool because when you see it in IMAX, so the screen is not perfectly
Fit,
square.
yeah.
It's like kind of rounded at the top and bottom. So for most of the movie, or for a lot of the movie,
Widescreen,
it's
huh?
it's like widescreen, and you get the like black bars at the top and
The
bottom,
letterbox.
And then for certain scenes,
It opens up.
It opens up, and the whole screen is full for like expansive, like badass stuff, and you're just like, what?
Probably like
it
lots of
just adds to
fight
it.
scenes and stuff.
Not just the fight scenes, but like a lot of the aerial shots, like establishing shots where it's like, helicopters and stuff. It's pretty badass. But anyways,
Yo, before we move on to the next subject, I want to rewind real quick and just talk about how fucking badass Bria is. Like,
yeah.
so Chelsea has his partner, assistant, I don't know exactly their relationship or whatever, been with Chelsea / the Rollettes for a while.
like 5 years or something.
And literally we need one. Like we need a Bria really bad. Like pretty much like Chelsea's right hand who like does all the, since Chelsea spends a lot of time on social media, like that's her.
And Chelsea's spending a lot of time doing what she does best.
Yeah.
And Bria
having
just like is just like her second brain, just like handling all the logistics of everything, like scheduling things, just getting shit done.
Yeah, super fucking cool.
Richard's like, I need a Bria.
I do.
And it's like, I can't be the Bria because I'm freaking doing my thing.
I wouldn't want you to be the Bria.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyhow, sorry. I just thinking about like all the people we talked about. I'm like, oh, we didn't fucking mention Bria.
Yeah.
She was there mostly in the day, when we weren't there.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we've got a little more time.
I want to talk about that movie, that Netflix movie.
Well, before we talk about the movie, I want to talk about this book that I've been listening to.
Oh, okay,
it's called
okay.
Irresistible. It's called Irresistible: The Rise of Addictive Technology and the Business of Keeping Us Hooked by Adam Alter. And I started
about
listening.
that dopamine crack, that visual
well,
heroin.
The movie, it's funny because the Social Dilemma, that the documentary is like basically a condensed movie format of this book.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I don't think they're related necessarily. But
Just
it's
the
funny
same
because
thoughts.
it's funny because I just got finished. Well, I'm almost finished reading this book, and then that Social Dilemma came out like last week or whatever, and I got to watch it on Sunday. But basically, it's really fascinating because it's basically just talking about how there are just so many ways that social media, and not even in the book Irresistible, it's not just about social media. It's also about video games. It's also about fitness tracking. It's also about Netflix. It's also about tons of shit.
Technology is changing our brains.
Yes,
and for
addictive technology,
and for the not good.
Yeah, like literally the title of the book, The Rise of Addictive Technology and the Business of Keeping Us Hooked. Because the more addictive they can make the technology, the more money they can make.
More
because
ads they
you're
can sell, more
addicted
money,
to
yeah.
their technology. And it's not even in a malicious way a lot of times. It's literally just like, okay, we want to keep people on the platform longer. How do we do that? Okay, we'll A/B test these things. Okay, this is the thing that makes people stay longer.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Whenever if they're on the app and they check their notifications and all the bubbles go away, once they're on the app for 15 more minutes, if they get 3 notifications, then we'll put a little 3 down in the bottom corner. You know, and it's
you have no idea watching.
It's so fucking deep because do you know about how they like the mice and like the pushing the button and like the cocaine and like do they talk about that study in that book?
Yes.
Okay.
They do.
So I'm not as refreshed as you are, but like tell them about how fucking crazy this is. It's like these little buttons that these mice press and they either get cocaine, sugar, or water. And like,
well, the thing is when it wasn't there is one study that's like that, and then there's another study where pushing the button will always deliver like one small treat. And then there's another button that when you press, and it always like times out. Like you can't just keep pressing it.
Yeah.
You like, there's another button that like, it was random. Like sometimes it would give you nothing, but sometimes it would give you a big treat. But
or
sometimes it would give you
you
a shock. And then sometimes it would like time you out for like multiple minutes versus the other one. It was like always consistent. You got a small little treat and it was like only like 30 seconds of break or whatever. And they would always like go to this other one because it was like the anticipation,
like a casino.
It was like addicting, you know. It's like a casino. You're like, oh, just one more slot. Oh, I was so close. And that's the thing is,
I mean, if you think about, I mean, the social media apps are the equivalent of casinos. Like they're slot machines in our pockets. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, but the thing that's interesting is he talks about this thing called the almost win. So there's this thing that keeps you hooked, and it's called the almost win. And that's what keeps people staying at a slot machine, is getting 2 7s and then a cherry or whatever. You know, if you just keep getting random shit, you're like, oh, I'm not even doing good. But the almost win, you're like, oh, I almost had it. But it's still a loss.
But you keep staying.
But you think and the brain treats it as a win.
See, that's what's interesting about the brain.
And
is
it's
like,
still a loss.
Like the brain is very easily tricked. Like the mechanics of the brain, like the biology of the brain, like personality and consciousness is separate from the brain. Like the brain itself is a moron. So like these people develop these extremely highly intelligent AIs that are designed to trick your brain into releasing dopamine. So you feel pleasure and you keep doing the thing over and over and over and over again.
When you watch The Social Dilemma, you really see how deep it goes, because everyone knows on some level. They're like, oh yeah, it's a dopamine machine. Oh yeah, I get that little boost. Oh yeah, I'm addicted to it. I scroll. Dude, it goes deep. And it's crazy because the Social Dilemma, the premise of the movie is they get like 15 different people who all worked in social media in big capacity. So, for example, the guy who literally invented the like button for Facebook, a guy that was the president of Instagram and then Pinterest, like the guy that was, he's like the father of VR, like all these people that are really big in these new technologies, and they're just explaining, like this guy he was talking about, he's like, you think you can stop, he's like, but you as a person just don't have the willpower to stop using a thing that has literally been machine learned against millions of people and human psychology. Like, you don't stand a chance.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've opened.
You don't stand a chance.
I've opened up my phone, Instagram, check everything on Instagram, Facebook, check everything on Facebook, YouTube, check everything on YouTube, email, check everything on YouTube. Close all the apps, set my phone down, immediately pick my phone back up and right back into it.
Jump back into it.
And I'll literally be like, what the fuck? Like, I get mad. And then the thing is, I can't stop. I'm like, all right, check my notifications, check my DMs. Okay, next app, check my notifications, check my DMs. Okay, next app, check the comments. Okay, do this. Okay, email, I'll reply. And then I'll be like, dude, I'm so done. Like, that's why, like, I leave my phone in rooms sometimes. I'm like, the only way that I can stop myself from this fucking monkey ass behavior is to literally like remove myself from the phone.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally like, I hate it. Especially when I don't have anything else to do, meaning like I don't have like a task, so I have the freedom to sit and scroll for hours and hours. Like, I can't tell you how many times I'll like come into the bathroom to like pee. I'll like wash my hands. I'm like changing into like my nighttime clothes or something, and before I know it, 2 hours have passed in my fucking closet. I'm in my closet just like and then I'm like, shit, I hate this, and I'll set it on the counter. And then I'll come back and I'll start changing. I'm like, man, I'd like to listen to a podcast while I'm doing my nighttime routine. And I'll grab my phone to open up the podcast app. But what do? My brain goes open, press, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be on here right now. But once I've opened up that rabbit hole, I feel like I have to complete it. It's very strange. It's very, very strange.
Yeah, the guy who invented the YouTube recommendation algorithm is in The Social Dilemma. And he's like, literally his advice is to never watch a recommended video. He's like, if you want to break the cycle, he's like, don't watch recommended videos, only watch things that you're specifically searching for, because he's like, YouTube knows the rabbit holes and they guide you to those rabbit holes. And like, this is where like the end of the documentary doesn't give like tons of crazy advice. The Irresistible book gives a lot more like practical advice, but it is a little bit older. Like, The Social Dilemma is a very new documentary, so they even talk about coronavirus in it.
Oh, shit.
Which is really cool. But it's interesting because basically the takeaways that I got is, A, turn off all push notifications. Do not have any push notifications on. Your phone should not be lighting up to entice you when you are not intentionally going to it and deciding to open up apps.
Like you should be in charge of when you go, not it be in charge of you.
100%.
Instead of it shouldn't be able to back. It shouldn't be able to call you.
Oh, but it does.
It shouldn't be able to be like, hey, Instagram over here, come check on us.
Because it's gonna call you enough. Like, that's how I've realized it. Like, I'm gonna open those apps. I don't need to know that I have a notification.
Same.
I know that I will end up opening those apps just
eventually,
because I am addicted.
But if I'm gonna check the clock, I don't want to see notifications from social media.
Exactly.
Or email.
So,
or I mean, I'll see text. That's it. I'll let texts come through. That's it.
And then the other thing that The Social Dilemma also talks about is how divisive it makes us, and how like you end up only seeing the things that you support. Like,
what's
even in different
the
zones.
bubble? It's called a bubble or something like that, or
echo chamber.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also even like geographically.
Like, I'm gonna unfollow all the people I don't agree with, and then all you see is things that you agree with. So in your mind, you think everybody agrees.
But it's not even just that. It's like geolocations. For example, like if you're in California and you type in on Google "is climate change," then the autocorrect, the auto suggestion will be "is climate change." Blah 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 blah. Is climate change getting worse? Is climate change this? And then if you're like Kansas or something and you type in "is climate change," the first auto suggestion
like
is climate change a hoax? or like, is climate change real?
Yeah.
Because like it's taking geolocation data and like giving you what it thinks that you want to search for, and it just doubles down and doubles down. And the thing that they were saying is like, you have to be very intentional to allow the other side and to allow like other opinions into your world, because otherwise it's just gonna, because like you said, everyone gets stuck in their own echo chambers. And then when you meet in real life, it's like, they do these cheesy dramatizations in the documentary, but it's basically, it's funny. They have this group, this radical group that's doing like protests, and they're called the Extreme Center. And I thought it was kind of funny because it's almost like the intellectual dark web type stuff, where it's like these people that like don't fall into the far right or far left, but they're like radical political ideas that are like very extreme, like libertarian almost. But anyways, it's funny.
They're very centrist,
They're very centrist. Exactly. They're the Extreme Center, which is funny. But yeah, the documentary is really good. There are some dramatization parts that are a little bit cheesy, but like it's really, 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 really well done. I think everyone should watch it. Seriously, I can't give it a big enough recommendation. But and then also, if you want to dive deeper, the book Irresistible. Another thing from the book that's really interesting is in the book, he talks about how Netflix, once they introduced the skip intro and the autoplay for the next episode, changed the game for them. Because instead of having to say, do you want to watch the next episode, and clicking yes, the default is now, you are watching the next episode, do you want to stop? You know, because it starts autoplay, it skips the credits, it says next episode starting in 3, 2, 1, and you're just sitting there and you go,
yep,
am I gonna reach? And here's the thing, every TV show intentionally leaves you on a cliffhanger, right?
Yeah.
So you go, oh, I want to find out what happens. So the advice that this guy in the book gives is like, if you want to break that cycle without actually like causing yourself to like have less of an enjoyable experience, one of the ways you can watch TV shows is to, when you watch the show, typically the cliffhanger will be resolved in the next 5 minutes of the next episode, right?
Yeah.
So once you get the cliffhanger resolved, you in your brain, you go, okay, what am I missing? What do I want to see? You wait until that happens, and then you stop the episode 5 minutes in. So the next time when you start your Netflix up, you'll be able to resume from that point. But instead of watching an episode from beginning to end, you're watching an episode from 5 minutes in from the beginning to 5 minutes of the next episode. So you're watching it you're just shifting the chunks slightly forward. So you're back in control because you're not allowing the cliffhanger and the auto suggestion and the auto, like, because Netflix just wants you to keep watching, bro. Like they just want you to keep going
until you hit like episode 3 of something. And it's like, are you still watching? You know, that's
true.
Time.
Because I think they don't want their numbers to get skewed. They don't want people to just be asleep with Netflix
YouTube.
playing.
If you're full screen YouTube autoplay, the third video is like, do you want to download YouTube TV? Try a free month. And it's like, no. But it's like,
are you still watching Somebody's Daughter? You seen all those memes? It's amazing.
That was perfect for minute 90. That was great. That was great.
Yeah, so seriously, I the homework for everyone is to go watch Social Dilemma. It's like an hour and a half.
Watch it, and then let's talk about it on the Facebook group, please.
It's really interesting.
Let's get really fun in there.
It will make you rethink everything. But at the same time, I think people like us that use social media as our jobs and we do it for good is like very conflicting, because you're like, damn, like we use this for really good things.
I tell you what though, I don't use it for fun anymore, really. Like if I'm on social media, it's work related. You're
scrolling, bruh.
I mean, not that much though.
You just told us that you sit in your closet for 2 hours scrolling.
But that's on like Imager. That's not.
Okay,
that's
whatever.
Yeah, that's just like looking at memes and shit.
It's like I don't do Oxy, I do Percocets.
Okay, fine. But I guess what I'm saying is like it used to be.
I don't do that.
It used to be that like for example, my story game. People that have been following me for a long time. I used to do stories like a minimum of like 2 to 6 a day. Now, like
that's not the addiction part. That's creation. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're done with the episode.
Yeah, we're done with the episode. Yeah.
All right. Follow us on Places.
Ooh, I just want to give a quick explanation of that. By the way, when we say Places, we mean like social media. Like follow us on our social media.
Yeah.
There is no special app called Places.
There's no app called Places. The app Places is every place that you can find us.
Yes.
Links are in the description. Follow us everywhere. Bye.
Bye.